What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm KevOnStage.
That chick.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button. Smash that notification bell. Banger of 2024. If you're wondering about Election Day coverage, we're not talking about it because we don't know what happened. We are shooting this on Tuesday.
Nobody knows what's happening.
I don't even want to speculate. We will talk about the State of the Union.
We're gonna
on the bonus, we will talk
it.
about the State of the Union. Matter of fact, Patreon tonight. Y'all want to hang out and watch it together and see if we're going to have to drink at the Colored Only Fountains tomorrow?
They said,
Y'all probably ain't gonna find out until tomorrow.
yeah, they said tomorrow afternoon.
Well,
That's
then we
what-
going to just talk about it for a little bit tonight. I might not, depending on how things is going, we going to chat for a little bit tonight on a bonus. Y'all should just pull up if you want to hang out for a little bit. We're going to be frying some chicken and drinking.
Kev's an alcoholic.
KevOnStage drinks
the sinking
margarita at the reunion tour.
Is this going to cause an argument? We're doing our episode live, Gen Pop live tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Instead of shooting it Monday, I was like, I know what we want to actually talk
We're going to talk
about.
about that old election.
We're going to talk about that old election,
talk about that election.
live. So not even our Patreon will just get it. Anybody who comes over there to be over there.
And then when the bonus, I'm sure we'll talk about the State of Union. By then, hopefully, the president's decided.
Yeah. That it'll
by this
have
Friday.
ratified and all that good stuff.
All right, hold on. Josh is she's clicking and clicking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all the way over here.
I'm all the way up. Thank you.
All right.
announcements.
So anyway,
We got church announcements.
church announcements. Bald Brothers Thanksgiving show is available. This is the last Bald Brothers. You will see this. And after that, the next time you'll be able to see us is when we come to your city next fall.
Also, Tacoma, pull up.
Also, Tacoma, November 22nd and 23rd. We will be there. 4 shows, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. KevOnStage.com for that as well. Angel, what you got going on?
A couple of things. The history of black comedy. It's not on Netflix. Somebody was like, "Is Angel's thing actually on Vice?" It is.
Oh, Vice.
Yes. So check it out over there. Been saying it wrong. Also, I have a new show out on Adult Swim called The Invincible Fight Girl. I play the mother Trish on there. It's an animated show.
Nice!
Congrats,
I'm also
Angel.
thank
my
you.
hand.
Thanks. I'm also a couple of other characters to watch at. It comes on Saturdays, and still on November the 14th, which is a Friday, I will be in Bloomington, Illinois. Oh no, that's the 15th. My apologies. On the 15th of November, I'll be in Bloomington, Illinois, doing a really fun game night for the Extended Scepter Conference. You can go to Extended Scepter, esministriesonline.com or org. I'll put, because I'm going to cut this out. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. You can get your tickets. We're going to have a good time, and I'll be doing a meet and greet. So come on over and see me at my auntie's conference. Amen.
Also, one last announcement. Churchy airs on BT on regular cable tonight.
Yes,
Tonight, Tuesday.
amen.
If you're not on Patreon, I don't think it's airing on Wednesday, but they're airing the first 3 episodes. And then Lottery Ticket, a BET favorite, is coming on after that.
Yes.
So it's the very BET. Only thing more BET is if Baby Boy would have showed
But
after church.
We need something a little more godly. Baby Boy
Yes.
is a little too early.
All right, so I didn't realize this until I went through the docket. I didn't know people was upset with old Kev about my reunion tour video where I had me a margarita. Just had
They
one
were?
margarita.
In the docket?
In the docket.
The people, your Patreon.
No, the
was there.
Patreon was like, Kev, they talking about you. And then this morning when I got up, I was led to a stitch, and I didn't put this creator up because I don't want to draw no attention to her. Black woman, protecting black women. She was like, she stitched my video, and she was like, well, y'all playing with God. You don't remember what happened to the people in the people of Corinth? She insinuated that people who would die, they played with God, they died because they was drinking in the house of worship. And I said, oh, this is great. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
Let's talk about this in depth. What was so funny to me is I want people to challenge their Christianity and think about it. Okay? Because people were like in the stitch and in the threads, and even in some of the comments on Facebook, I checked. You know what I do? I check the first hour, and then I go on about my business. And then I usually come back. Unless something attracts my attention, I usually move on. Some people were like, I can't believe they were selling drinks down to the reunion tour. What's wrong? I don't know what's worse, Kev drinking or they sell it. The forum is not saved. Live Nation
Apparently
is
neither are
not. Apparently neither am I. Live Nation, somebody said, well, they shouldn't even allow that. If you think Live Nation is not selling alcohol, it don't matter who is up there. They selling Disney on Ice. You can get a drink at Disney on Ice. Shoot, some of the parents get a double because all them doggone kids having a good time is not the most pleasant sound.
Yeah.
So I said this in my video today. I want to repeat it here. I like to talk on the podcast because I can talk more in depth.
Yeah, you can do long form
Yes.
responses. Go ahead.
Let me
please,
tell you
sir.
first, Angel. I almost didn't drink, and it wasn't because I was convicted. The doggone liquor line,
It was ridiculous.
Angel. I said, "Well, God, dog,
Yeah.
the line all up and through,
Yeah.
all up and through." And I had floor seats. A lot of times, floor seats sounds like a flex. It isn't. But a lot of times the line at the floor seats is not as long because there's less people down there.
Oh, they had everybody.
When I
down
walked
there.
in, Josh, when we walked in, all through the forum, all around the corridors, downstairs, I said, "Oh man, I ain't drinking." And then Dre was like, "No, I want me to." They had a Casamigos thing.
You said a who?
A Casamigos.
No. Who?
Greg.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said Drea. And
No,
I was
no,
like,
Greg.
who?
I
I was
Okay.
like,
Dre.
Drea was not with
Greg
me.
got in line, and I totally forgot about it. So when he came to his seat, which what felt like 15 minutes later,
Yeah.
he was like, "Kev, I could only get two. You want one?" Because Mel was like, "I don't want one." I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And when I started drinking, Kiera was singing "It's a God in Me," and I said, "I remember
Oh, I'm so mad I missed
you should have
it.
came." I felt like Kendrick whispered in my ear and said, "I remember you was conflicted," because I said, I had never drank,
Tell you what, though, it tastes
never
good.
thought about it.
Yes.
Huh?
I tell you what, though, it tastes good.
The margarita was outstanding.
Yeah, their drinks were fantastic.
it was outstanding.
Were phenomenal.
So I posted my video and moved on with my life and didn't think about it because I don't feel no ways tired. And then, so now, and obviously how TikTok works, once you get on there, you start to see more. And I'm going to tell you, this is what I refuse to do. When I was a kid, we were very anti-alcohol. I didn't have my first drink until I was 29. Real drink. I sipped some champagne when I was 15. I felt like God was going to condemn me.
That was like
immediately.
24. So
29, I had a shot of Patron, and I thought it was going to be an LSD trip.
I remember you talking.
I laid down. I just was expecting to be like, I fell asleep within 15 minutes, right? So as a kid, I was taught drinking is sin, fire and brimstone preaching. I treated it like this. Y'all are wrong. I was very judgmental to my homegirl Sharice and Shar. Remember we Playmaker show in Chicago. That's where they live. I remember me and Jay were like, "Oh, y'all having drinks? I don't even know if we could hang out with them." When we used to do Playmakers early,
Jay said that.
yes, Jay never really drank.
I know he didn't, but it's still.
He had them children.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing about us church boys.
So funny.
That liquor is wrong. That coochie is right.
Y'all
That's
could
a sin
have-
I'm gonna make.
Y'all could have community peen, but be like,
That alcohol?
get out.
You're
get
crazy.
out,
That
get out
coochie?
here.
I'm gonna be up in there.
I'm a
Had that
P-word.
baby at 16, but I'm not drinking. This is y'all. Now that's just too far.
Life is good. God wanted us to multiply.
Oh, sexual sin? Summer '99. Alcohol? Nah, I love them. Nah, we all fall down. Sexual sin, but drinking,
No.
that's reprobated mind.
Yeah.
It's reprobated.
Fully. You ain't coming back.
Reprobated mind, Angel.
Reprobated.
Oh, what's a little coochie amongst friends? But alcohol?
There ain't no way.
Ain't no way, Jack. So we were so judgmental to them. We have a group chat called Drinks and Apps because they were like, "We drinking. If y'all don't want to come, don't come." And I was just like, "Not my God." Went home and opened my physical Bible, and I still love you, God. Thin pages,
Oh, yeah.
thin pages,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So
Then
our
Panthers.
early plays, we had it in the people's contracts. You cannot drink in public because you represent, our company at the time was called Changing Generations. You represent Changing Generations Productions.
Even when they're off the clock,
Off the clock, you can't have a drink in a hotel lobby.
y'all was stricter than Delta.
Listen, Angel. And most of our people at the beginning were saved, so they was like, "This is what I'm talking about." Then as we started hiring people that were saved, they had a meeting. They're like, "You don't tell me what to do? What is you talking about?"
Period.
If I want to have it, we was like, well, we don't like it. We was like, y'all want to drink, y'all can drink in your rooms. But y'all Change Generation Productions, no one on earth knows who we are.
Then what
They don't know about GGP?
You changing generations.
Angel,
huh?
we went to Chicago. We had this play in Joliet, Illinois. I was so proud. 14 people in that audience.
And if they would have seen some of your people out there, they wouldn't believe that they would
represent us. Any of these 14
Change.
could know you. So what happened is, as I got older, I remember my grandma had some Seagrams behind that TV. My aunt had a Zima in the refrigerator. She had a Bacardi one time. Remember, I was 19. I was like, "What is this?" And she was like, "It's a Bacardi. What you think this is?" I said, "We can't drink. Y'all said." She was like, "I mean, I feel you, but like, I just don't drink around other people." And then I found out pastors were doing the same thing. I remember my pastors were like, and listen, I would never out my friends in the gospel industry and them pastors, but y'all have not been to these people's homes. You think me and Angel are out in the world? We fit right in.
And
We
they
be
love
having a time.
And they love us.
They love us. And listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Some of your favorite singers drink me under the floor.
Oh, they should
I
know that.
thought I don't get drunk. I ain't had a hangover in years. Some of them people be stressed out about this gospel industry in these churches. Drinking straight liquor.
Yeah.
I said, whoo, y'all putting me to shame.
Let me tell you, there's some out there that were like, girl, your one margarita song has me tripping. It is so funny. Congratulations is what they say.
Yes.
Not, now, girl, you're leading the people to the, because they also honestly know that this is a joke. You know what I'm saying?
But they have sex and they suck peen and eat coochie.
And yeah. And that.
All
and
kind of
drink.
stuff.
Not their pastor, Kev.
No,
And
they're
drink.
pastor. And some of these pastors ain't married.
Oh,
Some of these pastors ain't married.
Now that's the truth. Now that's the truth.
Some of these pastors ain't married.
Let me tell you right now, most of them who ain't married,
Let me tell you what.
they in that slip and slide.
They open that wet.
Yeah, they are.
So what I tell you now, what bothered me more than anything was that people would get on the pulpit, get on social media and say something, and then their actual life behind closed doors was a different life. And I'm like, is drinking a sin, or is doing it in public a sin? What is the sin, right? Because they drinking at home. I done seen some liquor cabinets, bars in some of my pastors' friends' homes and gospel stars' homes, top shelf, everything, which is fine. But they feel like they can't be themselves because of how people judge them. That is not I will not live a life one way to appease people and another way to appease people. I'm going to live my life, and the person I want to appease is there.
Also, you were drinking a margarita. You weren't drinking out of the bottle.
Josh. And I wasn't going to say it was watered down. It wasn't. It was good.
Let me say this. I feel like that is the journey of the church kid. That is the journey of the back pew child.
That's the back pew tour.
It's the journey of figuring out for yourself as an adult. What do you really feel like does not align with what you believe God to be, salvation, living a morally straight and narrow life, and what actually just aligns to what you want to appear to be.
Yes.
And that part is really sometimes really hard. This is what I had said at Woman Evolve. The reason why I immediately shied away from making Christian-based content when I started making content is that I knew that people would conflate me being someone who is a Christian, making Christian content, as if I was also then saying, and this is what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
And I just don't, especially being a Black Christian. It's probably different being a white person that's a Christian and making content, but being a Black person where I feel in our community have a louder, stronger judgment on people. I don't want to be anybody's stumbling block, because for me, I am not an alcoholic. Yes, have I sung about alcohol? And yes, do I love doing activities with alcohol with friends? Yes. But
we had a time last night. I'm telling you.
I love it. I think it's so much fun. But I know for some people that is a real stumbling block. They are addicts. They do have alcohol addictions. So I don't want me drinking to make someone who is a Christian in their own journey for them to think I'm saying, and you should drink.
Yeah, well, that's why I said in my video, you got to work out your own soul salvation. God has billions of children on the earth. It is not my place to tell you how to, and I'm not talking about every sin. I'm talking about the things where listen, the different levels of understanding of the Bible, how you feel in the Bible, my own life. At different times in my life, I haven't even felt the same. All I can do is work on my own convictions and my relationship with God. I spent too much of my time in life trying to put my convictions on you and hold you to my standard while not even having a standard.
Correct.
I felt fully, it was fully reasonable to me to judge you for having a drink, for smoking, for cussing, and I had premarital sex. I still felt more saved than you because I decided personally, sexual sin ain't really nothing.
Well,
to me.
especially if you get a role in a church too, it's even different.
Yes.
Well, that's the game, though. The game is, how can I be better than you? That's the actual game.
1,000%.
How can I? And I was good at it, baby. Because
It's not even can. It's how am I better than you?
Oh,
How
absolutely.
am I better than you?
But the part of it is also I have to appear that way. So I used to be really good at this game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I went
You
to
were
the
the best.
championship in high school because I was not having sex. I was not cursing. Okay, no potty mouth.
No
all
potty
right.
mouth for you.
I used to fast, go into the teacher's classroom and read my Bible
Freaking nerd.
during lunch
Freaking
to commune
Christian
with
nerd.
the Lord.
Fasting at high school, you dweeb.
Yeah.
I never.
We are fasting
What
to
a
get
loser.
closer. Okay.
I would have stuffed you in a locker, Angel, if you were my
I was
best friend in
such-
high school.
But when I tell you, I was people's moral barometer. They were like, if Angel's doing it, then it must be okay.
And
I
how'd it make you feel to be better than
And
those
I was like, they're
heathens?
correct. And I make good grades. You can't be better than I am. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So, as a grown woman who realizes how much of an ass I was, how much of an ass, I realized it's not even what you said before. That's not even me. I'm not even trying to make people question their Christianity. I'm just trying to get myself right. Do whatever the hell you want to do
Go
over there.
with God, Crispy.
Do what you want to do. Hopefully you are not harming anyone.
Let's take a break from the show to talk to you about one of our sponsors, Paint Your Life. Looking for a truly unique and meaningful holiday gift that will be cherished for a lifetime? Give your loved one a hand-painted portrait of themselves or something or someone they love from Paint Your Life. Original art that'll become the centerpiece of your home. Paint Your Life transforms your photos into one-of-a-kind, beautiful hand-painted portraits by professional artists. Last Christmas, I gave my dad a picture of his mom. She passed away a few years back. And you know, sometimes the best memories are the ones you cherish. So I took one of his favorite pictures of him and her, sent it over to Paint Your Life, and gave it to him as a Christmas gift. And it was so well received. Listen, this isn't AI. This is original hand-painted portrait by an artist of your choice. A gift that will be cherished for a lifetime. You can have your artist combine multiple photos or ask your artist to add embellishments, change wardrobe, put yourself in a location you've always wanted to go, or add a lost loved one to a special occasion for a portrait you've always dreamed of. You can upgrade your portrait with a custom frame. Customize a payment plan that works for you. It takes less than 5 minutes to order a custom-made, hand-painted portrait. You'll get to approve every stage of the portrait process and request as many modifications as you'd like to ensure the portrait painted is just like you dreamed. Get a hand-painted portrait in as little as 2 weeks. This holiday season, you can give the most meaningful gift you've ever given from paintyourlife.com, and there's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. And right now, as a limited time offer, get 20% off your painting. That's right, get 20% off and free shipping to get this special offer. Text the word THING to 87204. That's THING to 87204. Text THING to 87204. Paint Your Life. Celebrate the moments that matter most. Let me tell you what that drives me crazy.
Tell me.
And this is why I don't even go back and forth with people on this. Anna Douglas is the most Christian creator possible, and they still get mad at her. She don't cross lines I crossed long ago. They get mad at her because even though she makes probably the most Christian content, and there's another girl, I think her name is Ariel Fitz, very Christian content, doesn't cross the line like I would or you would. By the way, quick aside. somebody put us in a Black Christian TikTokers list, me and you, and people was like, they ain't, not Kevin Angel.
You better get me off of there right now.
Not Kevin Angel. I heard your podcast. I said, no, me. And it was our BB and CC video.
Oh.
They said, people in the comments was like, no, get Kevin on stage and them. They're like, oh, they not. They lukewarm. I was like,
Imagine
yes.
if that video is their only frame of reference of you.
Yeah. I ain't lukewarm. I'm hot.
So anyway, but people be in Anna's comments going off on her. And she's like, I can make jokes about the church because it's never going to be saved enough. Because some people don't think anything about the church is funny. Yeah. Nothing. The most base joke, preaching church is too long. That's your problem. So it's like, it doesn't matter how you create. Someone somewhere thinks that's too far because some people don't think it's to be played with. That's not how I feel. That's why my only goal is to find people who like my content. Because if you're super saved, and I mean Kevin Fredericks, actually, I'll be a little honest. At every point in my life, I thought everything was funny. Mm-hmm. But at times in my life, if I saw myself drinking in the past, I would have been like, ain't no way I ever drink. Yeah. I would have judged myself. So I can't be mad if you judge me. Here's what I will never do, though. I realize in my travels, in my old age, some people's Christianity is safe because they never challenge it. Mm-hmm. What they were taught at 5, 6, and 7
in the same church.
They have never had an original thought of what they think in the Bible. Mm-hmm. How do they rectify this in the Bible? Y'all can be mad with me. The Bible is contradictory. Things happen in some parts of the Bible and other parts of the Bible. If we based our whole life on the Bible, we still would have slavery. People use the Bible to justify slavery. So people have decided, I know the Bible says this, but we as a people have decided we're not going to do this anymore. So that being in the Bible is not the only judgment. I mean, the only thing for me. Mm-hmm. And we do that all the time, right? They used to throw rocks at people for adultery. We no longer do that, right? And a lot of people, I don't want to get on my high horse, but this frustrates me. When I was in ministerial training, my pastor gave me, he said, before you preach something, he said, before you cite something, you need to understand who the author was, who the intended recipient of that scripture, that letter was, and what were the cultural customs of the time.
That's actually really good.
Yes. Breakdown, he said most people, Leviticus is an example, the tattoo chapter. Yeah. And also he said you should never cite a verse without reading that chapter and that book and then understand who's talking to. If I say something to Josh, right, and me and Josh have a certain relationship, and Angel gets upset, but I'm talking to Josh. I'm like, oh, Spanish guy. Angel's like, I don't like that. You shouldn't say that. Well, I was talking to Josh and we have this relationship. The Bible is like that. The book of Leviticus is about Levites. Levites were priests who had a certain lifestyle. These were their customs, right? We are applying pieces of that scripture, but not other pieces.
To general Christianity.
Yeah. To all kind of stuff, and not even the chapter. the Leviticus 19:28 is about tattoos. People like, and it says clear as day, you shouldn't have tattoos. A scripture or two before that says you shouldn't shave your beard. Scripture 2 before that says you shouldn't wear clothes of 2 different types of fabrics. So, which one are you? Are you just doing the one? Because I got a full beard and I got razor bumps, so I know my God is feeling different. I'm not a Levitical priest, so. My whole point was a lot of times people don't want if you challenge one thing.
Then you have to challenge. It's like a Jenga set.
Yes.
You've removed something and now what you've done is made everything shaky. And for some people mentally, they cannot, pulling out their piece really does shatter their whole entire world. It shatters their existence and it's very difficult for them to come back from it.
Because when it's your whole identity, if something changes, if what I was taught as a child is not the same, then who am I totally? Mm-hmm. If your whole identity is my identity, one thing I like about myself, and even as a kid, I was curious. I was challenging stuff when I was 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, you seem like you were bad.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, I've told the story before. I'm an old man. I'm an uncle. I'm going to say the same thing. Apostolic, we were taught that we were the only ones saved. That's how my church taught me from the first, say, 18 years of my life. in one way, shape, or form. Not only are Christians the only ones that are saved, apostolics are more saved than the other people. Kojic people are not as saved as we are because of how they interpreted the baptismal scriptures. When I was a kid, I said, so y'all are telling me that, you know, we got to tell, everybody's going to hear about Jesus before they die, before the rapture comes. And ours is the right way, theirs is wrong. So I said, if I was a kid in China and I grew up and they told me that Buddhism is the right way and everybody else is wrong, how would I know that Christianity is right and Buddhism is wrong? And he thinks the same thing I think, but about Buddhism is right and Christianity is wrong. And they were like, if you want to sin, then just do that. Well, that's not an answer.
Yes, it is. And you damn belligerent child. That's why you're drinking margaritas now. Because you don't want to listen.
And I think what happens is it is safer to cling to your beliefs and defend them than to open yourself up to what you were taught might have been wrong.
And you're also not going to tell a child, I don't know. That's what the hell you're not going to do. That's Christianity 101. That is black people 202. The answer is not, I don't know. There is an answer, and that answer sometimes is shut up. You shut your mouth. You're smart. You're talking back.
Any of those things is better than, you know what, that's a good question. I don't have the answer to that. I'll get back to you. No internet at this time.
Yeah, no.
So, and listen, in my life, I'm going to speak for me only. Mm-hmm. I did not have a pastor in my first 30 years of life who went to seminary. Because
why? Why would they? Insemination. They made kids. That is the seminary that they needed to be in. And they have balls. And if God gave them balls, that means he gave them a straight pathway to the knowledge that he has and wisdom. You don't need seminary.
These people are, you know, at various level of understanding, but they didn't go and they were not trained. The first pastor who had me challenge anything was my pastor who installed me as a minister. He didn't go to seminary either, but he was a studier. And then here's another thing. I ran into some pastors, and this was like, oh, this is tough. That's why I don't ever want to be a pastor. They would tell me some of their most difficult things is what they actually believe and what they feel safe saying from the pulpit. Those are different things. I said, oh, that's tough for you, I can imagine. That ain't my testimony. That's why I don't think God called me to that ministry, because you're going to be like, I want to get drunk. I'm going to be like, I'll be with you.
I'll be with you. And I'm going to be drunk with you.
Depending on what time I might have a drink. I'm not going to get drunk, and it ain't off Christianity. It's off, I have something to do tomorrow.
That's it. That's the only thing.
And I don't want to have a headache. It is very simple for me.
It's that
I
easy.
don't like how having too much alcohol affects my next day. I also don't like having to pee a lot. Yeah. When I pee too much, I'll be like, this was not worth it. But having a headache, because tomorrow's bills and issues, they ain't got nothing to do with hanging out on Thursday night.
Yeah.
I don't want no residual. So I don't get drunk no more.
You know what I try to question now, or not question, what I feel like is always helpful is, what would you believe if you were not brainwashed?
You're talking good.
Because for most of us, our community, our church community was all we got to experience, especially because we grew up when, like you said, there was no internet yet. Mm-hmm. So we experienced what our parents allowed us to experience, which was church conferences, more church, another church conference, a tent revival. There wasn't access to the other world. I did not have a bunch of Muslim friends. I didn't have a bunch of Jehovah's Witness friends. I didn't have a bunch of Buddhist friends. My circle of influence was saved people and backsliders. That's about it. There was not really any other variation in there. That is a part of brainwashing.
Yes.
Is to limit someone's view, perspective, limit their thoughts. And because if you do that, it very much so concretes what reality is to them.
Yes.
Right? Because you don't realize there's a reality outside of what you believe. Yes. Everybody else anybody who's not believing what you believe is an alien almost. So for me, in my walk in Christianity, is the things I believe, what I feel about Christ being my savior, are these things that I believe without brainwashing. For me, yes, because I feel like I have tested it enough.
Yes.
That I'm like, yeah, no, this feels real solid for me.
Yes.
But I didn't really get a chance to start testing it until I became a little bit more of an adult and was able to see people outside of my circle. So the first chance I got, I was at a summer camp. It was an academic summer camp called Governor Scholars. Jesus. They would, yeah. Absolutely.
Governor Scholars, Angel Tanksley, Moore signing up. I just finished fasting.
Yeah.
Are these where the scholars are? Yes, I'll be going to school now. While I'm making fun of you, I paid for college. Yours is free. So let me put my glasses down.
Thanks. But we weren't allowed to leave the campus that we were assigned to, except for on Sundays if we needed to go to a place of worship. So that was my first chance of being able to go to other places that were not what I was used to. So I was like, ooh, I want to go to, now granted, I didn't get to it was all still under the umbrella of Christianity at that time. But I got to go to a Catholic mass. I got to go to a Lutheran place, a Methodist place. I went and I was just, and then after that, I started to go venture out even further. Because for me, like you said, you grew up curious. I didn't get to explore curiosity until I was not like in an environment that would like stifle that. And for me, that actually opened my eyes to just like, at the end of the day, I feel like we're all trying to find the deeper meaning of why we're on this earth and what happens after we leave this earth.
Yes.
And while I'm here on this earth, I don't want my life's mission to make other people feel terrible because they don't believe what I believe.
1,000%. In addition to that, when I read the Bible, the best thing that happened to me was leaving my home church and going to different churches and then going to college and then the internet. Because the internet allowed me to hear from all kinds of people who didn't grow up like me. And also moving to LA, I went to a different church, a white church for a little bit, and saw different things. So that first 30 years, my church experience was almost exactly the same with just different pastors. Jesus' entire life on earth was leading with love.
Yes.
I've said this before. Jesus came to do what was good, not what was right. Yeah. When the adulterous woman, the religious people were preparing to stone her, the religious people were preparing to stone her because the law of the land was a woman who committed adultery is death by stoning. And Jesus said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Right.
The right thing was to do, the legal thing would be to kill her because that's by the law. The good thing was to remind people that they are no different. Yeah. So the Christian word, IAN in Latin means to be like. So a Christian means to be like Christ. We don't want to be like Christ. We often want to be like the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the legal people, Paul or Saul who persecuted Christians. We're choosing the other people in the Bible to be like. Yeah. If you see how Jesus acted, who did he spend his time with? The sinners and the publicans, the tax collectors, basically the outcasts of the society for that time. We, and I'm included, the majority of my 30 years of life was spending my time with other like-minded believers, judging the other people.
Right.
Not loving them into Christ, judging them, and then also judging the people in the church that I felt better than, that I had no right to be. I don't plan on living the rest of my life like that. And I'm not going to cling to some thing that I was taught when I was a kid just because it was the first thing that I was taught. Just because you were taught it at 5, 10, or 15 does not make it right. Yeah. It's just what you believed at the time. But I don't want to even live a life where everything that I thought at one time, I carry that for the rest of my life just because I thought that once.
Well, you don't want you want to evolve. Why
I want to evolve.
You don't want to believe the same thing you believed when you were 15 years old.
Oh, Josh,
That's
because
silly.
some of the things that were instilled in me were homophobia.
You don't want to keep that? Then it's a really great stocking
Fully
stuffer.
believed the only way to be gay was because you chose it or you were molested.
Yeah.
I could not believe that anything else ever happened, and nothing changed that except life.
Yeah.
My nephew at 5, I said, now listen, that boy ain't been molested and he ain't made a choice yet.
But I see it on.
But that baby gay.
Yeah.
I don't want to just because now I had to unlearn that. And guess what? I know why people don't want to do it. It is hard to challenge your belief system.
Yeah.
It is very difficult. But we are asking that of racists. We're asking that of people on the other side of the. We're asking you to challenge your belief system. How can I ask you to challenge your belief system if I'm unwilling to challenge mine?
Yeah.
I don't think
because
everything
you're
I thought.
right. That's why. I'm not going to challenge mine because I'm right, and I don't need to challenge it because why would you challenge something right? That's just stupid. I'm not going to challenge a good dish, a good meal. It's good. I'm just going to eat it. I'm not going to ask, what are these ingredients? Should I be having this? Am I allergic? No, I'm just going to eat it. Yeah.
And I had to sit with some of that stuff. I had to sit with, oh my God, my pastor who I revered, who I thought spoke to God directly, he taught me homophobic stuff.
Oh, now luckily my pastors, Lord, let me not talk.
Oh, not only that's why I'm not saying no names, but the younger I was, the more they said it, and every church we visited said the same thing.
Oh no, my pastor was extremely homophobic. I'm talking about said the worst things ever. But it was easy for me to question him because he also said things that were not smart.
Oh, of course.
So that also made me go, that's not even a real English word that you said. So I can question automatically because I don't know there's no telling what really happened because like you said, a lot of them didn't go to seminary. Yeah. Some did not even get a chance to graduate from any type of formal learning. I'm talking about high school. And that's not to say, I feel like God can use anyone. So I'm not questioning whether or not God was using him in some ways, but other ways I also realized, this is your bias. This is your upbringing that you're preaching down on
1,000%.
This is not actually the word of God.
And I don't agree with that. And I'm going to tell you, the other thing that changed, and my nephew being gay was was before I had a kid. The biggest change was having Isaiah. When I held Isaiah in my arms, I said, regardless of this boy's sexual orientation, I don't see myself not loving him. And I for sure ain't kicking him out in the world based on who he loves. Come on. And y'all just gonna have to be mad about it. This is my baby.
Exactly.
This my child.
Period.
At that time, my one and only begotten. Mm-hmm. And I remember holding him in the hospital. I'd be like, if he's gay, then y'all just gonna be mad. I'm sorry.
My baby.
This is my baby. Yeah. If he want to live with us till he's 37, he want to bring his boyfriend down to Thanksgiving dinner. Hey, as long as they bring some plates or something good,
we family here.
Because guess what? You know what else I wouldn't have cared about? If he got a girl pregnant, I wouldn't have cared.
Well, that's different because that's what God wants.
The sexual thing.
Right. That's what God wants. This thing though, no, But yeah, to your point, I think when we focused on, this is also what I realized because I then was in a lot of rooms where I was the only girl who grew up in church. Mm-hmm. Being a theater person, it's a class full of weirdos. So most of these, and I'm a weirdo too. Most of these weirdos, they grew up atheists. They grew up with maybe their parents could potentially have been a same-sex couple. They grew up in ways that were very different than me. And I was like, being able to be around these beautiful, loving people, I was like, if I honestly feel like that my religion is the way for someone to have a closer connection with God and possibly a beautiful, eternal life in paradise, I don't think I'm going to get them there by whipping them whipping them over the head. And their perception of Christians were always very negative. So I was so happy that I got to be an actual loving version of Christianity. Most of them, I would say I was probably their first encounter with someone who truly professed, yes, I actually believe that Jesus died, raised from I don't think he's a zombie, but I do think he got up. That I wasn't over there like, but you know what? You're disgusting because of your lifestyle. Or you know what? You're dumb that you believe that you could die and become a grasshopper. Because I wasn't coming with that type of peace or that I feel like I was raised to come with.
Yeah.
They got to see a different side of Christianity. And I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be at. Not the girl that was, I'm sure God had a great time with me as I did with him fasting. But I just know that the way I was approaching life as a young, naive girl was not the way in which I felt like actually reflected what I believed in my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And guess what, Angel? I'm okay with y'all being mad at me. My own family and I don't even agree on everything. If you think my entire family, listen, some of my family members be like, that I don't, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh, you remember
Boy,
that?
whoever came up with that dog, just because things rhyme, don't make them right.
Yeah.
And some of my family members, they not
don't make them right.
They're not changing their mind on nothing. And guess what? When the bills come to my home, I got to pay them. When it's time on Judgment Day, you ain't gonna be able to have no input on what God want to do with me.
Come on.
You only gonna worry about what He want to do with you. I used to take pride in you gonna go to hell. That's it. I know you're going to hell.
Some people to hell with a first class ticket.
You getting there fast.
Oh,
Hey.
Get
You
up
getting
in
there fast.
You on a bullet train into Satan's lair, huh? That's where you're going. I remember telling somebody to their face they were going to hell.
Did you? I just put people in hell in my mind. I didn't tell them.
Oh, because you weren't really saved. I'm going to decree and declare over you. Hell is where you will make your bed. High school angel, you're going to hell. But put you down there and get you're going to be hot, snuggle. Yeah, no, I used to definitely put people in hell. I've come such a mighty long way. This is why I try to use we statements when I refer to the church, especially when I'm critiquing
no different.
it, because I definitely was a part of the culture. Like I said, there's two people specifically. If I ever see face to face, I need to apologize. Because I'm sure I'm a part of your trauma, but
You're the villain in their history books.
oh yeah, but charge it to my heart. I was 15. What did I
Listen,
know?
I was God's strongest soldier. I felt vindicated. Like, don't worry, God. You ain't got to put him in hell. I'll do it for you. You drank. I'm good. I just had sex. You cussed. I did have sex again. Repented though, but we'll do so this week as well. But I would never cuss, God. So anyway,
Stop drinking is what we're saying, but also we're going to have the Bartesian at the house.
one angel.
We're going to do the Bartesian.
What I told them.
Just to come over to the
Okay.
Bartesian.
I know
We'll
it's
bring our own
confusing
pod.
because we don't. The thing that's interesting, reunion tour is being held at a secular venue space.
It's not in the church.
No, it's at the Forum. Live Nation does not love him. They serve mammon. Okay, you say you cannot serve God and mammon. Live Nation said, "Oh, we going 17,000 people. It's a lot of liquor to be sold, and a lot of hot dogs, and there's only concessions to them. They have no more." I remember when I was young, I said, "Man, I can't own a restaurant because restaurants they serve. What if my only job is a bartender?
You can own a restaurant.
No, I can't, Angel, because they serve liquor and I don't drink." And then I was like, "What if you're in the army and then you have to kill somebody? Does it count?" Because you're a soldier and you're protected. I used to be so afraid
Of everything.
I don't want to do nothing, but that sex, I'm not afraid of that at all.
And I can't believe the Christians love the army. What are you talking about?
I know, and they don't mind killing.
Oh, no. Kill the bad guy, because that's what God wants us to do.
Yeah, and listen,
And the
a
baby.
lot of people died under Christianity's banner before the army.
They're like-
Them doggone holy wars were deadly.
They're like, thou shalt not kill, parentheses, unless
They don't love them.
they are on the other side.
Listen, if you read them history books, England killed so many people because they did
Crusaders?
not. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you watch
The Holy Crusades.
what's that movie with my boy Uhtred?
That's not a real name.
Uhtred, son of Uhtred. Y'all, what's my show with Uhtred? Last Kingdom. Thank you, Amanda.
Okay.
Boy, them English was like, "Do you love God?" They were like, "No, kill him now. If you don't love God, you're gonna meet him immediately."
Yeah.
And that's just one time period. So God bless you, God keep you. We're moving on. Want to take a quick break from the show to tell you about one of our sponsors, ZocDoc. Being an adult has its high points, like you can eat ice cream for dinner anytime, or you can wake up at 2:00. But it's not all fun. You also have to do your taxes and figure out what's for dinner every freaking night and make doctor's appointments. And for that one, there is ZocDoc, the healthcare app that makes adulting that much easier. Listen, ZocDoc is a free app and website. You can search and compare high quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click instantly to book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across Every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much more. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score some same-day appointments. Listen, when my foot was hurting and I didn't know what was wrong, I used ZocDoc to find a foot and ankle doctor, was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis in my left heel, was given some custom insoles, and I've been feeling better ever since. Can't imagine how long I'd be in pain if I didn't have ZocDoc. So stop putting out those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/SK to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/SK, ZocDoc.com/SK. And now back to the show. We lost a giant in the industry.
Oh my God.
Was it Monday?
I think so.
Or
Sunday.
Sunday night?
Sunday. Yeah,
Sunday night, Quincy Jones passed away at 91 years old. If you have not watched his documentary on Netflix, I believe it's on Netflix, called Quincy.
I think Rashida produced it.
Rashida Jones? Oh, nice.
Rashida Jones.
You should watch it because I considered myself a person who knew a lot about Quincy Jones. I knew about his jazz. I knew about his Ray Charles. I knew about his movie, prior to this documentary, his movie scoring. I knew about, I knew he made some music on his own. I didn't realize how much he made. I knew he was a mentor. What I did not know was equally as much. When I tell you that man went, had a whole period where he went to Paris and made all kind of music. When I found out through that documentary that he arranged for Frank Sinatra and Fly Me to the Moon, the Frank Sinatra's best version. First of all, that song been covered like over 200 times.
Yes.
But his best version of Fly Me to the best version of Fly Me to the Moon, and one of Frank Sinatra's most successful songs, was a Quincy Jones arrangement. I said, "Oh, I don't even know the half." I said this before, and I'll say it again. If Quincy Jones only had one of the things he did well, he would have been a legend in just that discipline. Yeah. Just as a producer, if all he ever did in his entire life was produce Michael Jackson 3 albums, he would have been legendary for just that. Yeah. But he had Michael Jackson and all the other music he produced. Then he has the film score, Color Purple and The Wiz and all that stuff. Then he has his time as a trumpeter and a jazz musician and an arranger of just jazz music. And then he has his own discography as an artist, his own discography as a sideman, his own discography as an arranger. Then he produced
producer.
The Fresh Prince television show, which is an entirely different discipline than the music. Did you know he did Thriller at 49 years old?
That feels like so long ago, though.
Yes, 49 years old. He passed at 91. Went on to be with him.
I don't think we're going to. Can I get a Thriller by 49? That guy got 5 more years.
You just getting started, Angel.
Listen, he was Thriller at 49.
At 49, he did Thriller. If he just did any of those things, he's a legend of that discipline. The fact that one man did all of that is crazy. You know, our documentary, We Are the World.
Oh, yeah.
When he's
well. Oh, it blesses my soul.
He also has some of the best interviews ever. When he was talking about the Beatles, what do you think about the Beatles? Worst musicians ever. Worst musicians ever. Those guys couldn't play, man. I think their drummer is named Ringo Starr. He said they had spent hours doing this one song. Ringo couldn't get it. They said, hey, man, you can go take a cigarette break. Get something to eat, take a cigarette break. He called one of his boys in. He said he did it in 20 minutes. Great guys, though.
Great guys. Horrible musicians.
Beautiful gals.
Beautiful gals.
He was talking about Marlon Brando's sexual escapades. The older Quincy got that dog on, was it Variety or Vulture? One of his things. He was saying stuff you don't normally say.
He said the filter is off. Y'all gonna get all of this. Y'all gonna get all of this.
Absolutely. And I was trying to think, there was this whole discussion on who's on Quincy's level. And there's no one.
I was about to say, there's no, are people serious?
There is no one. He is that
and this is not
iconic.
This is not even like the Beyonce Michael Jackson conversation. There is literally no one that has, especially, and I don't know a lot about white producers, so maybe
David Foster.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe. I was about to call him Stephen Foster. So thank you for jumping in there and saving your friend.
You just go throw a name in there.
Oh yeah, I was about to. But no. I really do not think there is a person on this planet that has been as prolific as he's been in the music industry, as much of a Renaissance man as he was. Yeah, no. I truly, I'm really like trying not to just make a blanket statement and not really think it through, but I don't think there's anybody that has that type of Rolodex of things that they can call back to that they've done.
No.
Yeah, no.
And being a musician on his own accord helps tremendously, I believe. The musicality in his, I was just listening to Off the Wall. When he passed, I immediately listened to Off the Wall.
Man.
If you listen to Off the Wall, if you were to listen to Off the Wall with no vocals, the doggone musicality, Josh.
That's one of my favorite, like, first four, like, sequences of a song ever.
Oh my God. It's so doggone musical. It is so good. And that's the thing, like from Michael Jackson to Frank Sinatra and everywhere in between, with Count Basie's orchestra.
Yeah, he's on. Listen, my favorite produced Quincy Jones song is with Devin Campbell.
Which one?
Tomorrow will bring.
Oh, the little black kids.
A better me.
That was on Twitter trending. Like if you was a little black kid of a certain age, you heard this or sang this at a graduation, at some ceremony.
Let me tell you how many kids I've made sing that song. I want you to understand. When I was over the performing arts program at a community center back in Lexington, and we had our big performance at the end of the summer, y'all about to learn this song. When my son graduated from elementary school during COVID, I made them kids learn that song. There's a promise of love tomorrow has. You better get up, get into it. That song was just, it's just happiness.
It gets into your bones.
Yes.
It feels so familiar, even at 41.
Yes.
You're just like.
This is when Lil Marcus could still hit these notes. I made that baby sing this song.
It's so interesting because I thought everybody didn't know this. Everybody on Twitter was like, man, this was my graduation song in sixth grade.
Get up, get into it, get it on. To be strong, if we try, we can fly to a goal.
This actually sounds like Michael Jackson could have sang it.
Yeah, back in the
Young Michael?
Yeah. And don't smile on what we can go.
You better sing, Angel.
We want any road we decide to take. And we're never too far from tomorrow. Today, this song. It's so good.
Look at these little black babies.
I know, and they just see.
They so sweet.
I think there's some like black kid after them.
Yeah. Him, for sure, him.
Yeah.
You can see the band in that.
Oh, because it's
Her too. That's your girl, Judy. She's still up there right now.
Still up there singing this song.
Man, Kevin's voice is up there.
Hot. Here we go. Never. Here we go. Come on and sing the song. Kevin had it. He was like, for us to share, and we're gonna send a message of love out there. The chord changes is what gives you hope. You hear that? There's a promise. This is the song that we need today on Election Day. Far away, never. One thing I can always be sure of. Far away, no, never. The promise of today. This is the song that we need for Election Day. Yeah.
Hold on. This the Patreon was talking about Secret Garden. This is when he got well, let me play the live. Who was on here? Chico? I'll Be Sure, L, Barry White, James Ingram.
Oh, yes. Come on, Barry. He said, just go ahead and take your panties off. Why you got them on? Come on, Barry. Oh, shoot. I need to sing. Oh, wow.
And this is such a time period where music sounds like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like listening to this though.
It's long.
I'm gonna play this one off the wall song that I just heard, and this ain't even deep in the playlist. It's literally just off the wall. Listen to the music. Baseline.
Come on. Boom, 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 boom. Bing, 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 bing. Come on, guitar.
Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing.
What'd you say, Mike?
It's now night and day. So tonight, I wanna leave it on the fire out on the shelf. Come on, and just enjoy yourself. Ooh, let the medicine music get to you. Life ain't so bad at all.
Living off the wall.
Living on the wall.
I will do this all day.
As you should.
And that's actually, as an artist, one thing that gave me a little bit of solace is when you've created something to be enjoyed, it can outlive you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, when I go on to be with them, as long as the internet's still here, you can watch my videos. You be like, oh, Kev was crazy, or he was a heathen.
Churchy season 1.
Churchy season 1. I know they deleting stuff off the internet, but you know, physical media. My hope is that you still be able to listen to stuff that you enjoyed from me. But listen, they don't make Quincy Jones a dime a dozen, and they didn't make them then.
Yeah.
It ain't like, oh, the new day. They didn't make one before.
Yeah, and they
didn't make one during his lifetime.
I don't think they're gonna do it again.
And they're not gonna do it again. And it's okay. Some people are so unique. It's in every discipline.
Yeah.
I love basketball. People are like, who's the next Michael Jordan? There was none. There was none before him. There'll be none after him. There'll be good players.
Yeah.
But LeBron James, who's my favorite player, he is not Michael Jordan. Michael existed at a time where only he could exist.
Yes.
He had unique skills and abilities. And I think too often we try to make people the next version of somebody else instead of just appreciating who they were. Like Quincy was just amazing at everything he did. Like the same man that did the music on that did the music on this.
Come on and type.
I know.
Come on. I love it.
This is a skill set to be able to do these two musics.
Fly me to the moon. Come on.
They said Quincy was staying in Vegas when black folks couldn't stay there, protected by the mob.
Well, yeah,
Quincy was up in there.
This
is my Frank Sinatra song. Jupiter. I always imagine just a little short glass, whiskey, one rock.
Is that what it
Oh,
gives you?
Angel, I am a white mafioso. We're laughing. Get Tommy in that
cigar
guy.
Cigar in the other hand.
Yeah, gabagoo. Hey, get him over here. You know, I'm like a clown to you. I make you laugh. Am I funny to you? No. Am I funny to you?
What
You shook Sinatra's hand.
Where'd Frankie
This
go?
guy shook Sinatra's hand. We made a deal.
What's the accent you do?
I just yell it.
That's what.
I don't have an Italian accent yet. I'm still black.
Oh, okay. Well, then be blacker. And you're yelling.
Yeah, and I'm yelling. In other words, Frankie Blue Eyes, huh?
Nah.
We saw them down at the Monte Carlo.
Oh.
The Stardust. This is Showgirls. That part.
Oh, yeah.
Get him, Angel. You better lock and pop.
And walk. Yeah.
I was sad
Okay.
when Quincy passed.
No,
It was late night pass too, man.
He went
late
on-
in the
he went
midnight hour.
He had a late night session.
late in the midnight hour.
He produced that.
You so dumb.
He did a whole
You so dumb.
session with Fred.
It is always sad when our legends go. I still remember. I did not realize I would have this response when Aretha Franklin died. I actually shed tears. I was listening to her music, and that's a woman who was writing somebody songs that she wrote for other people, and just listening to some of her old discography, I was like, wow. Like, while she was at her probably height of success before we were even born, just the thought of how much her music still had an effect on my life as someone who, when she was at her, like, I am the one, I wasn't even here. But still, her music affected me like so much. And the same with Quincy. It's always, it's sad to see even though we know everybody is mortal, it's still sad to see no. Which one is it?
Mortal?
That was right. Okay. To see your legends die.
It is.
Yeah.
We can be sad, but I am also grateful that 91 he lived a nice full life.
Oh,
he produced Thriller at 49 and lived another 42 years?
Did it.
42 years.
Yeah.
And Duran Bernard said this on Scott Evans' show, House Guest. He just talked to Quincy Jones, and he was like, how does it feel to have accomplished so many things in your life? Like, how does that change your worldview? And Quincy Jones apparently told him not long ago that I feel like I'm just getting started. Wow. And just that's how I wanna be doing what I love.
Yeah.
All until he calls me home.
Do you feel like, where are you at in your journey?
I'm just kidding. I'm at early career part of my Wikipedia. I ain't even got down to my second click. Early career.
Early?
Oh, I'm just scratching the surface. I'm just getting started. They're gonna be like, he did All Deaf and did the Auspice TV, and that drop down gonna be like this.
Gonna be
and
like
then that next one,
it's gonna be Mo.
I do this all the time. I told you before. Like Steve Carell was 44, I believe, when he got The Office. Yeah. And think of all the stuff he's done since.
Yeah.
And he was on there with 7 seasons.
I don't remember how many, but that sounds.
I think he
right.
did 7 of 9. So Sam Jackson didn't get started until late. Ava DuVernay was a PR person until her mid-30s. I think she first picked up a film camera. That's the beauty of life. I was talking to Mel about this. She one of her goals was to make more through social media than she did at Netflix. And she just did it for the first time either last month or a couple months ago. Oh, that's beautiful. And Mel's 37. Mel. And I was thinking, what an interesting thing in life. Like, what she's doing now, she would have never thought she would be doing for a living.
I'm going to let you finish your statement before I say my thing.
If I didn't go to the NBA, which is what my plan was,
you still have a chance. So.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so. It's just the whole running and jumping.
Well, that's about to be out of here. They're going to make some rules.
They're going to make some rules. But I can see myself in the entertainment field before. Mel did not see herself being the face of nothing.
Right.
And I said, that's the crazy thing about life. You keep living, you don't know what you might
do.
If you keep living and being curious and trying new things. Melissa being in front of the camera, that woman, if you asked me when I dated her or even first married her, she was going to have on a suit, a power suit, and she was going to be somebody's boss.
Yeah.
She was going to have going from a cubicle to an office to a corner office to the big office. But a podcaster, an influencer, or a person in front of the camera.
Boss.
She is. But I would have never guessed she would have been in front of the camera, even though I always thought she was talented enough to be. Yeah. But that's you keep living and keep trying things. You don't know what you might could did.
We had this conversation with my 15-year-old because he thought he was one of his career options for himself was to be a veterinarian, but he specifically does not want to be a veterinarian to people's pets. He wants to, very specific. He was like, I want to be a veterinarian for exotic animals, right?
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay. And so recently we just had this conversation. I said, do you mean like at a zoo, like captive, or like those that are in the wild? He was like, oh no, in their natural habitat. I said, so you plan on moving to Africa or Asia as an adult? And when he realized in that moment, I be damned.
Like, they don't got lions in.
Right. I said, because you know they're not indigenous to here, so you can't be here. When I say that, it brought him to tears. He was so upset.
Oh, why did you destroy his dreams like that?
I did. And
Like
I
that.
told him, I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I'm sorry that I shook you up in that way. And for him, it was just like, well, damn it, what the hell am I going to do, right? And so I had to break it to his entire like realm of thought. I said, your daddy is now in a career that did not exist
Yeah.
when he started his original career.
Yes.
I said, so don't look at it as you have to have this figured out at 15. I was like, no. I said, the only reason why we're interested in knowing what you want to do is so that when we start looking at colleges, we can try to put you in a place that gives you the opportunity to explore that. Not that you have to do it at all. I said, you can keep changing your mind. That's fine by us.
1000%. Listen, stand-up comedy didn't exist as a career until like the 70s, like a legitimate
where you can make
career.
money.
Yes,
Right.
Jerry Seinfeld and them, when you listen to their old stories, they weren't performing in clubs at first. They're performing in strip clubs, bars, and lounges. Like the discipline was created. ESPN did not exist. It's not older. It's like a sports only channel was not a thing, period.
Yeah.
Now you have not only ESPN, you have doggone Bleacher Report, House of Highlights. They don't even have TV channels.
Yeah.
And their social media is bigger than or more impactful than ESPN social media. And the ESPN got them rights.
Yeah.
You know, even wrestling as we know it. When I watched the Vince McMahon documentary and stuff, wrestling when we were kids.
That was a crazy documentary, by the way. Man, no pun intended.
Man,
Which documentary?
Mr. McMahon.
Oh.
Wrestling was really territorial. You had Texas, you had South Carolina, you had Georgia. Now you have NXT, WWE, AEW,
WCW.
WCW ain't even here no more. It's gone.
Right.
TNA came and went. ECW came and went. You know, so my whole point is all kinds of things. Netflix was nothing.
Yeah.
Period. At all. Then it was a DVD rental by mail thing that I never used that way. Angel did. She's older than I am.
I am. I'm the mature one.
Joshy, did you ever use Netflix by mail?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's when it was like $4.99.
Josh, you don't have to
And
lie
you
to
could
kick
swap
it. It didn't exist when you were here. No. It's like, no, I wasn't lying.
But I never use it like that.
No, because I remember the transition from Blockbuster to Netflix.
I never use Netflix like that. My children only know Netflix as a streamer, and they know Netflix and freaking YouTube as bigger than anything.
Even
I remember
Redbox,
when I used to watch videos on break.com.
Even Redbox came and went.
Redbox came and went like
That
Ja
felt
Rule
that felt
Summers.
like 2 weeks.
And I was over-indexed on doggone Redbox.
About Blockbuster weekends. I was like, there was a store we had to go into, and they had a physical thing you had to rent. They were like, what? I said it was so exciting, but you had to get there early on Friday.
I used to go on my lunch break on Fridays.
Yeah, that's the only way
To
you
get
don't
the good
there.
movie?
Yeah, to get
Because you don't get there by noon. You go at
gone.
6.
It's
the
gone.
2-day rental is out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Gone. They
I
were
remember when
like, what?
Blockbuster was did the I don't know if y'all remember this. You could rent it for indefinitely.
Yeah. Oh, and I did.
And they
I
was
still got
closed.
some.
I had a Madden that I kept forever.
You remember that last Blockbuster that was right between where you and I used to both live? When you lived in Reseda and I lived in Lake Balboa? It was right there with the,
Gone now.
Go. I said, y'all don't even realize we used to live by one of the last Blockbusters ever.
Now the last one's in like Oregon somewhere.
I'm going to go.
I think so.
I miss it.
I actually don't like how fast movies go to streaming now.
You want them to stay in the theater longer?
I don't. I feel like y'all got me. There was an order of these things when we were children.
Yeah.
You went theater, gone. Then you went dollar movie,
I'm about to say dollar movie was the jam.
gone. Then you went drive-in. Actually, you might have went drive-in, then dollar movie.
I think so.
Then gone. Then it came on DVD or at VHS. Then it came on TV years later.
I think theaters are gonna be gone in the next 5 years, though.
They've been saying that. Listen, things change. Drive-ins was the thing, and then it wasn't. Baseball was America's #1 sport. During the World Series, you would have thought no one even knew baseball existed. Boxing, prize fighting was
this year.
Yes, Josh.
Well, because you in
The
LA.
average person.
Oh, okay.
You're-
I was gonna
you
say
in
Average
LA.
person.
Oh, okay.
The ratings on baseball, even if you take the summer that Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa did the home run, they had that home run summer. Baseball was bigger then.
Oh yeah.
Baseball's biggest stars were humongous stars back in the day. Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, King Griffey Jr. Mike Trout could walk in here right now, and I would think he was bringing in Postmates.
Stop it.
Dead serious. I still don't know what that man looked like.
Well,
Who's Mike
they
Trout?
said one of the
Mike
games,
Trout is one of the
Japan had
best.
a higher viewership than the U.S. combined.
Japan with the baseball.
Because of Shohei.
Is that we're still talking about baseball?
We still talk about baseball.
Okay. My godfather, he used to be one of the coaches for the LA Dodgers.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yes, John Shelby.
Anyway,
But I know nothing about.
my whole point is things change. They have gospel concerts inside the Forum now.
They do. And my mother, I took her to whatever the tour was last year. What was that called? It was the reunion again. And she was like, this is insane to me.
Yeah.
So cool.
She was like, all these people are here to hear gospel music. I said, yes. She said, the last gospel concert I went to was at a church in Dottie Peoples saying, she said, and I had to preach before she sang. I had to do a sermonette.
Your mom preached before Dottie Peoples?
Yeah. She was in high demand because my mother knows how to get the people going real fast. And Dottie people had the finger waves, honey. That hair was crisp.
Your mom preached right before somebody came out.
Yeah, because the
sang
word
this.
has to be.
Your mom came out right before this. They probably have the same hairstyle. Dorothy May was up there said, before Dottie Peoples, get out here. I want you to know that Peter came. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's an on-time God. Yes, he is. Come on, choir.
Oh, untying God. Yes, he is. I got dropped out.
The sun
May not come when you want him.
Boo-doo-doo-doo.
Always right on time.
Oh, my God.
On
Somebody on
time.
Patreon just said Napster.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's not even that old, is it?
No.
That was when I was in middle school, high school.
Yeah, you had to be in middle school.
That's
I was in
not
college.
I was in college, too.
LimeWire, Napster was first, and then LimeWire was like, I can help you too.
Boy, LimeWire, boy, that thing pissed all through my computer. Somebody might as well have peed on the little tower thing.
It would be one, you have to really want the song because you're going to wait a very long time before it fully downloaded.
And you're-
And
Oh
you
yeah,
never
I hit
knew.
download
No,
and
and
go
you're-
about my day.
Right.
And God forbid it pump fake you and be a different song that you
Oh,
select.
Soldier Boy got it. Soldier
yeah.
Boy got me.
It always pump fake me. What are you talking about? Because I always liked, by this time, when I was in college, that's when the Saved Angel went out the window. I always wanted the raunchy ratchet songs, the ones that you could not go and get the CD of in the music store. And I'd be like, oh, let me get this. Y'all know that song. All these lonely girls wanna. Oh my God, it's my song.
Who sings that?
It's okay. It's all right, girl. Let me see who sang it. Anyways, all these, let me tell you, these lonely girls want to F-U-C-K.
Praise the Lord.
Is so, oh no, all that's coming up is porn. Hold on. Song. Lyrics.
The Slim Calhoun.
Yes, Slim Calhoun.
Thank you, Patreon, because I don't know this person.
Oh my goodness. So to
It's
get
called "Okay" by Slim Calhoun.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right, girl. It's okay. Anyways, to get those songs, right? I can't get the CD of it, so I would be like, LimeWire, give me the song. And it starts off so fun. Do 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 do. But then I download it and it'd be like some stupid song that's not the song I wanted.
Man.
Some bull crap or somebody talking through it.
Absolutely. Somebody just said "Ask Jeeves" in here.
Oh wow.
Ask Jeeves was my search engine.
I never used it.
I only used it.
What about-
I never.
What about
used
Mavis
Google.
Beacon teaches typing?
I used to play doggone typing games like a freaking nerd. That I made fun of Angel.
Huh?
Oh my God.
Nerdy McNerdster.
I used to play typing games for fun, just clickety clacking. Remember the monster number that ate the prime numbers?
Absolutely.
Boy.
What about the fish? Big fish, little fish.
Oh, Angel, just a dweeb.
Well, yeah,
I love me some prime numbers.
You know the best game, and I actually have it, but I now don't have a computer that I can play it in.
Oregon Trail.
I surely did buy that thing in the 2000s.
Dysentery.
My ox then died in the damn river.
Whole game is green text and shapes on a black MS-DOS screen, having the time of our lives.
Oh my God!
All I did was hunt.
that was you?
They used to be like, ain't nothing left but squirrels. Hunt.
We
hunt.
hungry.
Y'all
We
died.
hungry.
Dysentery. Y'all died. Never made it nowhere near Oregon. Got as far as Illinois one time.
I always died in the rivers. I'd be like, we can make it.
Oh, yeah.
We can make it. The oxen's dead. Shit.
Dysentery. I'm telling you, that dysentery was taking folks out of there.
left and
tearing
right,
folk
man.
up.
They
No
just-
Pepto-Bismol.
You just fall off the cart. You just leave them there.
You're done. The baby fell off. What baby?
Oh, yeah.
Ain't got no baby.
Pack it up, bucko.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
Oh, somebody said Gen Z is like, huh? I was actually asking my kids what. So I have a Gen Alpha. I have 3 Gen
You have a
Alphas.
Gen Alpha? Oh, the twins in Amar?
Yes. I have Gen Z. Yeah, Lil Marcus is a Gen Z.
Barely, right?
I don't know if it's barely or not. I don't know their things,
years?
but I was just like, wow. So I was having to explain to them what the baby boomer generation was. And they were like,
97 to 2012 is Gen Z.
They'll never have
he's
AIM
2009.
accounts.
I know. Oh, they'll never know dial up. They'll be like, what the fuck is this dude? I could see Amar breaking in a remote
Can you
control.
imagine how frustrated our kids would be if the internet took as long as it used to take?
Amar would literally bang his head through a wall if it took that
You
long.
know the crazy thing about this is, Angel? Somehow Amar and Kai and Sai are going to have something that their kids do. And they're going to be like, look at y'all. Y'all computers in your eyes. When I was a kid, you actually had to have an iPad.
Yeah, to hold it.
Now y'all computers all up in y'all went and got that stuff installed. In my day, children had to charge their iPad in the wall.
Right.
And their kids are gonna be like, in the wall? What's a wall? And then they're gonna be floating. Because our whole body is gonna be a hologram.
You keep talking about cars. What is that?
Listen, no matter what,
I'll show
Not
you.
a blast.
what seems old to us, new to us, is somebody else's old.
Absolutely. Like, having to explain the boomers to my kids, because Kai was like, I thought they were called boomers because that's what old means. I said, no, baby. I said they were called
They're
baby
called boomers because they came home and had sex after them
Yeah.
wars, right?
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out. I think it's actually their parents are the reason why they're baby boomers, because that's when people were having a lot of kids.
The silent generation.
Yeah, I think the silent generation was making them babies.
Oh, they weren't silent in that room.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, my mother was one of 8. Marcus's mom was one of 8. I was like, I think,
Oh, I thought it was because the babies boom with the boomers.
but no, because the number went down. I feel
thought
like
it went up after the war.
You guys sound like some boomers.
yeah, no, they were
I said, baby
made.
boomers, why? Baby boomer generation was the result of a number of factors, including post-war economic prosperity. The strong economy after World War II gave Americans confidence to support more children, reduce hardships,
Yeah.
GI Bill, higher. Yeah, they came home from that war
All
and
goes
said,
back-
No.
I almost died.
Everything goes back to that GI Bill.
No, so it was their parents who came home from the war and made them.
No. Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They were the boom of the babies.
They were the boom of them silence.
Yes, that's what I mean.
They came home from the war.
Yes. Because I was like, yeah, no, my mother only had 4 kids compared to her mother's 8. Her mother was the one booming out the babies.
Got it.
Yeah. So, anyways, explaining that to them and realizing, wow, you all think I'm old as hell.
Angel, you know I be nerding out on the History Channel. You know it.
Yeah, because you are the real nerd of the pair of us.
When me and Angel, we was on tour with Angel, and we was walking through the airport, and Angel was like, I wonder how many planes Delta has. And I was like, a little over 600. She said, you freaking nerd. Why do you know that? I said, I looked it up because I was curious. I thought it was way more. I said, nigga, 700.
That's it?
Y'all running this whole business off 700? But anyway, I was watching The Food That Made Us. And they were talking
I
about
love that
dog
show.
food
Oof, got
and
it.
how pets boomed because dog food allowed people to feed pets for longer. People before Purina, like all these things were created. Purina, kibble. What's the one for kids? The whiskey. Tiny
not
cat.
whiskey.
What's the?
There is a tiny cat, Purina.
So anyway, they were all. People did not keep their dogs in the house before that because they would just basically throw the scraps outside and the dog would be like, thank you. And now the dogs have home. Monty be outside for a little bit. Monty be going outside in the sun and just be like, well, that was nice. And then he comes back in the house.
You know, I can't even let my dog outside because she'll die. She'll get murdered out here in these streets. But the fact that I can buy a big old bag of dog food for $40 and it lasts me 3 months. Yeah,
absolutely.
That'll do it. That'll make you have a dog.
Technology is crazy, man. Because I don't like this, but it's helpful. When I went on Amazon to buy like some socks or whatever, Amazon the drop down said you should be running out of these treats for your dog.
Oh,
and I said
crazy.
No. Swipe. Went into my treat area,
and it be gone.
And I needed some more.
See, they said we tried to tell you.
Y'all know me.
They know your size too. They be like, "This is you probably wear this size."
I told you. Did I tell you that happened to me?
No, they do it to me all the time.
I went and ordered a shirt on Amazon, and I put in XL, and the thing said, "People your size
get up here.
Usually do 2X.
Get up in the
Y'all don't tell me what to did. X got that shirt and said, "Okay, robot, since you got your degree." And you know everything.
Did you know everything? Send it to me anyways. You should have sent me the 2X too and been like, you didn't listen. You're big. Now get in this 2X.
I'll listen because they got me good.
I'm over here talking in the mic damn near giving it head. I don't know what else y'all want me to do. Now I'm so close.
I think it might be YouTube. Sometimes it's just
YouTube
be jacked up, and then we be about to be done.
Come on,
anyway.
You can do it.
Y'all gonna have to watch the playback. I don't know, y'all.
Yeah, you be talking when you're leaning back against the wall though. And
yeah, you lean back like you.
Is it y'all can't hear me there? Or
no. These are very directional. Get in there.
Is it just me doing this?
Yeah, that's the worst.
That's
or is it this?
It's speaking to the mic is the #1 priority.
And also speaking to the mic, you're speaking beside it. Turn it. There you go.
Okay.
Shut the hell up.
Wow.
Did y'all hear that?
Kevin.
No, they said it's garbled.
Oh, yeah.
It's garbled.
Yeah, that's YouTube.
That's YouTube, y'all.
Yeah, that's YouTube.
Doggone Ultron went in there and did this.
I think I'm going to do this video with my kids. I got to order all the stuff.
Okay, great. I'll beat you to it.
Speaking of video with kids, Little Marcus did fantastic.
Thank you.
What he did?
Oh,
you didn't watch it, Kev?
No.
Oh, Uncle, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna be like, Uncle Kev.
I didn't see it.
You as competition, so he doesn't want to. He doesn't want you to.
This is what I don't like. I have you as a favorite.
They said
I have told Instagram. These people show me their stuff.
They said F what you want and F what you think. I'm gonna tell him Uncle Kev didn't want to.
What did he do last night?
No, he did it 2 days ago. Are you on my page?
Yeah,
he did a sketch.
It's in the top 3. It's in the top 3 of my thing. He had to do a video on the voters voting in voters education, presidential election. Excuse me, in voters.
Where's Little Marcus? Because all I see is a man.
I know.
His mustache and his sideburns are down to the bottom,
and he has a beard hair. Started from the beginning.
And his voice don't even sound like a baby no more.
I know, it's crazy.
He just goes by Marcus now.
And his lisp is so cute. Started from beginning and watch it.
I don't like it. I don't want it. It makes me feel weird.
It's really good.
I've watched it like 20 times. I'm so proud.
I'm not watching this.
It's so good. You gotta watch it and you gotta
like
watch it so you can see it.
Come on, support him.
No. I don't like how it makes me feel. I really don't. I don't like Little Marcus being tall. And I definitely didn't. He didn't have this mustache as thick as it is.
Yeah, it's insane.
It is not as thick as the last time I saw it. It was not that thick.
It's insane. It's insane.
I don't like this.
It's insane.
I'll watch it.
His cheeks are slowly not becoming as soft.
they chisel boy.
And I rub his cheeks all the time because he sits beside me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a muscle punching you back next time.
I'd be like, why is it not soft the way it's supposed to be? Ugh. Yeah, but he did that on his own. I was so freakishly proud, and I saw how proud he was. He was like, my friend said the acting was on point. I said, because it was, and it's funny. It is funny.
That's your baby. He came out of you.
I said, God darn it.
Want to take a quick break from the show to talk to you about one of our sponsors, Policy Genius. The heart of the holiday traditions is family, but what happens when you're gone? Protect your family's future and your peace of mind with Policy Genius. Policy Genius makes finding and buying life insurance simple, so your loved ones have financial safety net they can use to cover debts and routine expenses, or even invest that money to earn interest over time. With Policy Genius, you can find insurance policies that start at just $292 per year with $1 million of coverage. Some options are 100% online and let you avoid unnecessary medical terms. Listen, I've lost a family member. And what you don't want is to not have life insurance. Because if you don't have life insurance, it becomes tragedy and a headache and a nightmare. If you don't have life insurance, everything got to be paid by somebody else, and it's just the worst. So make sure you get some. Life insurance is a form of financial planning, and Policy Genius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace. Even if you already have life insurance through work, it may not protect all your family's needs or follow if you leave the job. Join thousands of happy Policy Genius customers who left 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Secure your family's future tomorrow so you can have peace of mind today. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com. And now back to the show. Before we go, we got to talk about this Equatorial Guinea official.
Equatorial Guinea.
Angel, this is in the docket. Late last night.
Stop doing late last night, friend.
Over 400 sex tapes with the president's sister.
Oh, yeah, this wasn't in there.
This is the list of relationships this man had and the sex tapes. I was trying to find the information for you to put in the docket, and the people had posted some of the videos. This is listed of some of the people who he had sex with in the office.
I see. Wow.
The wife of the director of the presidential security, the attorney general's wife, the daughter of the director general of police, the wife of his pastor's little brother, his godfather's wife, his sentry's wife, his bodyguard's wife, 15 friends of his younger sister, his pastor's wife, the wives of several ministers, including Minister Oburu, his own little brother's wife, his uncle's pregnant wife. He is a unassuming, light-skinned, bald man with glasses, and he was going cheek to cheek.
Wait a minute. No, I just looked at the full thumbnail you put in here and the pictures behind his head. Did you look at that?
I did not. Oh my God. I just screenshot. Angel, I just screenshot the tweet to get the list.
Kevin.
I said, wait, what
Dang.
is his mouth on?
Oh,
So you want to use? You want me to?
do not use
You want me
this.
to put the
I
overlay?
did not even notice this, Angel. I just screenshot this because it had the list.
See, Kev, this is that late in the midnight hour edition.
Wow.
Kevin.
I didn't look. I didn't even look.
Kevin.
Oh my God. And somebody tried to really use the highlighter to blur things out. I can still see it. Where did you get this?
I got off Twitter.
Of course you did, man. That's the land of the sinking sand, man.
Man, my bad. I didn't even notice that
See,
till
you
this
were off
moment.
those margaritas from the show, and you added
Yeah.
this.
I promise you. And these women are of all shapes, sizes,
Listen,
colors.
that's why I
My
was
God.
like,
He didn't care.
You got a Drake selfie in there, man.
If you had a
yes,
whole,
you see it?
he was gonna fill it with love. He did not care at all.
he was just
man-
he's campaigning.
Oh, he campaigning all right.
He got his little soft tummy on that bed with
Listen.
his feet sticking straight. Oh my God.
Listen,
Oh my God.
that man was
We're
at
not
work.
sharing this link.
Man, I did that on accident. Now I'm not gonna do it to y'all with the
I'm like,
Patreon
I
on
said,
purpose.
wait a minute, is this somebody's titties? And then
No, my bad.
yeah.
So anyway, he's an official in Equatorial Guinea, and this was all over the internet last night. He was having sex at work, all up and through them people's offices, made sex tapes, and it all came out. They leaked it all on the internet.
they
Apparently, it
leaked
was
it.
all consensual,
Yeah. I believe
but
it.
it's not what you're supposed to do at work with
This
the
is
wives
all
of
in
others.
his, this is all in his
400.
office?
400 is an
400 sex
egregious-
tapes, not 400 people.
This was
I
all
know.
in his office?
That was at work.
That's a lot of phone space, man.
That's a,
I know. I
Is he
know.
shooting 4K?
That's
I
that
know.
whole terabyte.
Oh yeah,
that's a whole.
And they long. This one video is 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Another one is 5 minutes and 48.
5 minutes.
And there's another one 5 minutes and 41
Plenty.
seconds.
Plenty of time.
No dead air. That's
Plenty of
just
time.
just pumps.
Plenty of
5
time.
minutes just.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
His name is
And the thumbnails, these people are already naked. So they were already in the act and was like, time to record right now. Like they set up, this woman is, what is she over top of? A desk chair?
Baltazar Ibang Ngonga.
I think I did something. Hold on.
This man had a time. I don't know how this leaked. I just saw it on, actually the Patreon told me about it.
Couch or recliner. Jesus. It's a lot.
So anyway, listen, I don't know what you do after that. After that's leaked, how do you go back? Because you're probably going to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Go back to what? Pussy? Because that's the only place he's been. Go back where?
Well, back to the streets.
Talking about regular life. Go back to work is what I was going to say.
Oh,
like, how do you go work at like Best Buy? They're going to be like, no, I see why you in here, video boy. You probably getting a new camera, no matter what his job is.
I'm sure he does not feel ashamed.
Oh, no.
He's probably like, you seen the black dude with the Joe Biden convicted felon shirt? He voted for Trump. This is months ago. And he's on the plane waiting for people to look back. He's like,
feeling all.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yep, I did it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So before we go, how are you feeling about the election? You didn't vote or you did?
No, I'm getting ready to go.
About to go now?
Me and my mother are going to vote together.
Oh, so sweet. I
gotta
took
make sure I
Wazer
take
for
off
his
my pen.
first time.
I saw the picture this morning, early this
He
morning.
was a sweet baby. He was excited. He had to get up at 6:30 because I had to be
sure
at work.
Yeah.
And we was there before the polling station was open. Let me tell you what's crazy though. What? At my polling place, you could scan the QR code, vote on your phone,
and then
scan it. It wasn't like that last time I went in person. I haven't been in person in a minute. I voted by mail.
Trying to
a
get
couple
the
times.
lines down.
Yes.
At the general election, it was like that.
See, I had to get my. We had voted by mail for the last couple times because I'd be on the road a lot during election season.
Yeah.
So now when you go in person, they basically cancel your mail-in ballot. So we wanted to vote with Zayza in person. And Melissa was like, well, should he do this QR code? I said, no, push the button.
Give him a piece of paper. You can request a paper ballot too.
I want you to, because I want you to be old. Now, when I was, my voted, I went and pushed the button because Amara and them their kids going to look at the ballot like this.
And that's how they're going to vote. That's it.
They're going to be like, look at me for America 2077. and Zay's going to be like, now when I was young,
I pressed the button.
you had to go to the school or a church and you press the button. Now look at y'all, voting with your eyes, blinking for your candidate.
I always vote in person because I want them to see me and all of my blackness.
Really?
Oh my God, today. And
I've been voting by mail because my black behind was on the road.
Oh, yeah, and I understand. That makes sense. No, I always go in so cheerful. Usually I go in super prepared. If I'm not super prepared, I will spend 45 minutes in that voting booth.
Oh, yeah. Me and Melissa, listen, the resolutions are written to confuse you sometimes.
100%.
We were looking over it and I said, now you want to repeal the thing that approved it?
Yeah.
Y'all, now you're tricking me.
Yeah.
So I got to go down and read
It took me 2 hours last night to get through
all these. It takes time.
It took us about 2 because we did it on Sunday. We did the drop in.
Yeah. Like it be like, what is the thing now? And I don't consider myself a dumb person, but I do know y'all write it in a way that's easily confusing. And the radio commercials be like, vote no for yes for no.
No.
Wait, what is it?
What did you say?
If you want to be hungry, tell them no on Props 3, give you burgers.
Because
Wait, I do want the burgers or I don't want the burgers?
And then sometimes I have to then research who is endorsing it.
Yes.
Oh, that'll tell you.
That's the tell.
It'd be like
that was
murderers,
for us.
Yes.
Murderers for killers. Okay, well, Murders for Killers Inc.
Like,
I don't want to go with y'all.
Like, what is you talking about? I don't understand what you saying, but I don't think I like it.
Absolutely. Like, y'all, you cannot trick me.
Yeah.
You cannot trick me.
You're not tricking me, damn it.
But let me tell you what, more than any other time, I want Kamala to win, obviously.
You never let me answer the question. I just want you
what
to know.
I asked you?
You said, how do you feel about the election?
Oh,
and then you said, have you voted? And then we went into that.
That's how this podcast works.
I know.
I give myself a reason to talk. I look like you're included, and then you go viral.
I just really wanted to say how I felt. I'm actually really optimistic, and I think the presidential election specifically will go the way in which I am voting. However, please know, because one of my friends was like, if Kamala loses, where we all move into, where this is over. I said, let me tell you where I'm not leaving, is the country in which my people bled, sweat, died to create. So be not dismayed. Do not be discouraged. Because if my ancestors could survive the transatlantic slave trade, we can survive whatever the hell is on its way.
That's good.
That's what I believe.
That's really good.
I love that, Angel. Is it okay?
Go ahead, please. That's all
Jessica,
I want to say.
is it okay if I could talk? Because I would never say
and
no
then the
words.
last thing I was going to say is the reason why I go to the polls is because I do feel like I'm taking my ancestors with me. I really feel like it. I'll be like, y'all, come on, get out the goddamn car because we going in here and we're voting.
And your mom's alive.
Yeah, my mother's alive. She's not the ancestor that I'm referring to.
Let me tell you what. Black people in this country have survived for a long time. Obviously, we want America to look one way. But either way, let me tell you what I know without a shadow of a doubt. On December 1st, my mortgage is going to be due.
Come on.
So whoever sits in that office, I'm going to have to pay that bill.
Regardless.
I want it to be one way. My bills come all throughout the month. Something going to be due this Friday. Something going to be due next Friday. Something going to be due on the 1st. Tuition going to be due. Joe needs new pants right now. So I'm going to be sad and take my black butt to work and go promote these shows because my baby done grew out. I got a new washer coming in.
Oh, come on.
Big
That's
washer.
good. That's
My
real
washer just
adulting.
big washer just broke. I had my washer and dryer. Let me tell you how sad I was as an adult 2 weeks ago. In the last 2 weeks, dryer went out.
Oh.
Washer been tripping. Front door lock malfunctioned.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize until this moment my lock had a mechanism that when you lock the door, it locks up here and down here.
Oh, that's
too. Didn't know that. So I wasn't unable to lock the door from the inside. So for a couple of days, I would have to go outside, lock the door, then go back through the garage.
Oh, no. You
Josh,
just walk in my house at that point.
when I tell you how much it costs to get that lock fixed, I said, I wanted to call my mom. I like owning a home. The part I dislike the most.
It's always something.
You got to pay for everything.
Always something.
My first home that I owned, the renter was like, hey, the property manager was like, this roof is about to be replaced. I said, what are you talking about?
I said, calm down.
You don't have to replace the roof until almost 20 years. They were like, this house is 18 years old. What?
What math
Melissa
are
was like,
you-
Isaiah's 18. We bought that house when he was like 3 months old. So you about, and I said, nigga, roof.
Why didn't we get rid of it
You're
by
speaking
now?
Monty's language now.
I do miss when I lived in an apartment.
Oh, man.
Hey, garbage disposal.
I don't miss
AC's
none of
out.
that shit. No. you
I
have
called
it.
myself. Hey, Lissa done broke the garbage disposal again after you told her not to put a laptop in there. And she did it. She said, well, I ran the water. You know it can't do that.
No, they don't never want to fix nothing when you in an apartment. They like, really? Come on. No.
Yeah.
No, give me a house. Let it fall apart. Speaking of which how you voting on 5? Do you remember how you voted on 5?
Which one was that?
5 was increasing property tax.
Measure or...
Measure.
I got to check my notes.
Increasing property tax to be able to go. Wait a minute. Is that what it is?
To be able to
Here
what?
we go.
I'm trying to remember. It's something. It would increase property tax to be able to go towards affordable housing. You know what? It's
Allows
right here.
local
Why am I-
allows local bonds for affordable housing and public infrastructure with 55%.
Yes,
voter
instead
approval.
of 3/4, because it would do affordable housing and public infrastructure like
What a
hospitals,
yes means.
schools.
What a yes means. A yes vote on this measure means certain local bonds and related property taxes could be approved with a 55% vote
yeah.
of the local electorate.
Yes, instead of
Rather than
3/4.
a 2/3
Oh, 2/3. Is that what
approval
it was? Okay.
requirement. These bonds would have to fund affordable housing, supportive housing, or public infrastructure.
It would eventually make our property taxes go up, though, if and when they pass certain things at 55%. Which is y'all? You don't remember what y'all did?
I can't. My phone is malfunctioning.
I keep going back and forth. I be yes and I be no. I be yes and I be no. I be yes because I'm like, yes, affordable housing is necessary. Public infrastructure is necessary.
But
and
you got to pay for it as a homeowner.
But we always have to pay for it is the thing.
Yeah, I think I voted yes on that.
It's sales tax or property tax.
I knew it was. This is what I talked about on the Blavity thing. Like some things I believe in, even at my own expense.
Correct.
And I was like,
That's why you're making us black.
I still think because let me tell you, maybe this is it too, Angel. because I grew up impoverished, I still never feel like I'm too far away. You know what I'm saying? And also working in the bank, man, I remember some real world things really hit me in the face working at the bank, because I realized how many people's lives were decimated by one health scare. One bad health thing that caused them to lose work, and like FMLA and
bill,
or they lost their and that's it. Like now you're in. I mean, people had money. You had an injury that was so bad, and your insurance didn't cover, or you didn't have insurance, or you didn't have a job that had insurance, or whatever, and you can never recover from that. Yeah. That really sticks with me. I never feel like I'm too far away from being back where I grew up. And I know probably some of that is poverty mindset and trauma and all that type of stuff. But man, when I was working at the bank, I said, man, in America, it don't take much. Most people still today are not prepared to have, to be out of work for 3 months.
Correct.
Right. And if you,
how?
And then if you also take the medical bills on top of that, right, and your job is gone, your whole life is messed up. So I'm looking at these people's credit reports, and it's the hospital. Yeah. Right. And then when I looked at the bill for when Isaiah was born, I was like, how would I pay for this without having this job? There's no way. It was like 30, 40 grand.
You gotta have the baby in the house. That's when that you be like, all right, hopefully we'll figure this out.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, it's terrible.
Well, back to, I'm going to be optimistic, because what's the point of being anything else? Because it's not going to change whatever the outcome is going to be.
Right.
We done lived through Trump. We lived through, our parents lived through a lot. Like, we gon' live.
Right.
And that's why I got to have the drink down at the reunion concert, because y'all don't know how tough it is.
Yeah, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to believe that regardless of what happens, we have the perseverance to get through it. I don't feel like we are just about to be obliterated or incinerated, because I do think things could get worse. Oh yeah, yes, absolutely. But
I saw this tweet.
I'm built for tough, baby.
It made me laugh.
Which might not be the best.
Or it said, "Let me grab something to eat before I wake up tomorrow." And the restaurant will say whites only.
Dang.
Black folks, we gonna get that jokey joke off.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you if they make it whites only, we don't want to eat there anyways, because we either need some black people or some brown people in there cooking. And if not, listen, I used to eat at Jerry's Deli. We were talking about it. It's a fantastic little deli place owned by, or I think it's like has a lot of Jewish foods on there. There's no seasoning. Okay.
You get the matzo ball soup?
Oh yeah, don't like it. We used to eat there all the time because we would eat so late and be open. You gonna need us in the kitchen. This is what I'm saying.
In my time period in LA, from visiting LA to living here, the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles went from black people in the kitchen to Mexican people in the kitchen, and the chicken tastes the same. They have not lost a step. That one on Gower tastes the same. The one on Pico, when I used to visit, all black people. When I lived, all Mexican. That chicken, that Obama, 3-wing with the waffle, there is no difference. The recipe is the same.
Somebody said, it's like America's waiting on its STD results. Well, I can tell you right now, we definitely got chlamydia. We just trying to see if we got herpes. But we got the clam chowder. That's what I'm certain of.
Clam chowder?
That's what I call chlamydia, is the clam chowder.
I love clam chowder.
I do too. I'm gonna be honest, both New England and the other one, Boston, love it.
Me and Melissa was in Arizona at a speaking engagement this weekend, Angel. We went to a little steakhouse because we was in Carefree, Arizona. You heard of that, Joshy?
Carefree, no.
Carefree, Arizona.
Did y'all go to Coyote Pass while y'all were there?
We ain't go to Coyote Pass. I hate that word. I don't want to see that doggone drone shot ever again in my life. They went there one time. They use that shot every time.
Yeah.
We went to that steakhouse, Angel. Not one black face in there.
Oh, Kev, you were in.
I was out there. Mm-hmm. Cowboy hats.
I've actually played. There's a golf course across the street.
There's a golf course out there. That's why you ain't been out there.
Legend Trail, I actually played there.
Yeah. That's why I was curious if you ever been out there.
Oh, it's Manhattan.
Did you guys fly into
No.
The private airport?
Got her.
Okay.
And we drove out there an hour. Me and Melissa walked in. Melissa said, Kev, there's no black people here. A lot of cowboy hats, too.
I could have put you. Come on.
We looked around. I said, this steak probably finna hit then. Best steak of my life.
They got an 80. Oh, it's crazy?
Oh, my God.
That's
Oh my God!
They
the
use
impressions
real
in that.
meat.
In
But
that
they had
cow.
clam chowder that tastes like nothing because they're like, I don't even know why this is on the menu. But that
Yeah, where do you
steak,
get clams from in Arizona?
no idea.
Okay.
They shouldn't have had that on the menu. It tastes like Progresso that was dropped in the ocean and they picked it back up and threw it in the can. It was so doggone watery.
Ooh, Progresso. I ain't had some of that in a long time. I
Then
want
two
some
more
now.
blacks came. Restaurant had 3 different parts. Had outside seating, had indoor seating at the bar, side to the left, side to the right. These 2 other black ladies came in. They put them right next to us. They was like, y'all blacks sit outside. But the steak's good. All right, Patreon tonight. More than likely, we'll be watching the election together for a few. Bonus will be on Friday. We'll discuss at length the results of the election. Everybody else, we love you. We'll see you next week. The Hospital. New episode is out on Patreon right now. This is up. If you're watching this on Wednesday, Patreon, you'll see it in the morning at 6 a.m. God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you at the conference. Y'all.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy KevOnStage and that chick Angel.